What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a great day. As promised, guys, I've got a video here I think you guys are going to enjoy. In my last live hangout, one of my subs, and you'll know who you are, goes by Desmond Rip as far as his YouTube account name. His name's Irvin. Now, he put on there, is that human technology? I'm going to show you what I mean, because what he did was he talked about this particular video right here. Now, this is the one right here. It says, first sounds of Mars are kind of freaky. Now, I'm not familiar with this channel or whatever, but anyway, it says right here, the audio is derived from vibration measurements from the rover's accelerometer. Louder sounds correspond with rougher terrain, and softer sounds correspond to a smoother, sandy terrain. So, a lot of people are a little angry about that because they said it's misleading, so on and so forth, because it's not like it has a microphone attached to it, right? So Irvin asked, has that human technology? Yes, it is. Okay, so what happened is when the Opportunity rover landed and came to rest on the Martian surface, it blew apart its heat shield and everything else, and it's exploding it away from the actual craft. The ramp came down and then, came out. So then what it did is it drove up to these parts to just inspect them real quick, I guess. So I guess the scientists can get an idea how this thing came apart and what it did, whatever. So unfortunately, it is man-made. It's something we made ourselves. There's actually several parts. There's a couple flatter pieces here and everything else. Okay, the one thing I want to show you guys, this is interesting because here is the same video right here. Now, this other person just happened to take it and put it on their channel. Kind of like what I did when I gave you guys those NASA short videos, which, they actually hit me for copyright. However, what they did was it said the copyright owner, which was NASA JPL, decided to let me use it as long as they get the any kind of profits from the commercials or ads on the video, right? Which I'm fine with. I just wanted to give you guys that video clips anyway, so to give you guys something to watch and get a little something out of maybe a little education if you haven't seen some of those missions and so on and so forth. So I didn't care. Anyway, so I'm watching this and I'm saying, well, this is a little bit better clarity. Not by a whole lot, but it is. But there's two things that I like about this one here. Now, you guys see the difference. I'm going to go ahead and just enlarge this. Now, it doesn't matter the time of this. It's irrelevant at this moment. Now, let me show you what I mean. When you look at this right here, what do you see on here? You see the, of course, your start or pause button. And then, of course, you got your time and, you can expand it in your volume. Well, YouTube gives you one good feature. You can actually slow the speed down, and you absolutely need it for this. Let me show you why. Watch how fast this thing goes. There's no way you can find what I found in this video going this fast, because here's the thing. Even if you went, okay, pause, you would never hit this thing in a million years. In fact, I was trying to get a certain spot in here, and oh my God, it's like incredibly crazy to get this thing to right where you want it. See, even if you were to just move the actual, I'm going to use the term time bar, even if you did this, look, which incidentally, this is one of the spots I'll be showing you right here. Now, what I like about this, again, this particular one, you can actually do that. So now if you're going to, let's say it's right around the same area, it's much slower. Now, that's the reason why I jumped on this particular video. Now, I do have a couple timestamps. In fact, I got about 6 of them. And I want to show you they're actually blurring these areas out. I'm not sure what these guys are covering, but you can almost bet it's everything from organics to intelligently made objects. And, of course, you guys will be the judge, as always. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, so I've got it right here. You can see it right here. Well, right there. I kind of just wrote it down, like different timestamps of what look like, cover-ups, I call them, or just information covered up, if you will. So anyway, I went to, like, we can just jump over to, it's like 127. So you jump over to here, okay, and then I started to move it right there. This is perfect. Now, I want to show you this up close in a moment. I've got it in Photoshop to show you a lot clearer because I can't really zoom into the video, right? But you can see right here, all along the edge. This is what's bizarre. Again, we're watching a video, so some people will say, well, what you're getting out of that is like a motion blur, right? I'm going to prove to you it's not. You can see all the section between the actual wheel marks completely redacted out. Information completely blurred out purposely. Now, there's another area here on 430, and we're going to jump to that. Okay, and we're going to just go like this. Okay, right there it's pretty clear, and you can see that pretty clear, the wheel and stuff. However, why does the wheel look nice and clear here, but on this side completely blurred out on the left side of that, where it actually is part of the actual Rover? And you're going to see this right here. Wheel marks look pretty clear, but there's all kinds of manipulation on the edges. Like they didn't want you to see anything else beside the wheel tracks. Now, here's another one, 446. Let's go to that. Now, you don't see any wheel marks, but there's actually manipulation in this as well. Now, what I'm also going to show you is I'm going to show you this photo last too, because this one here, not only do I show you the actual manipulation, but actually what's in it. So it's a little extra for you guys. Okay, so I've got about, I'm going to show you this real quick, about 13 photos to show you. And each one of these I've done the actual screen grab of a particular part of this video, so you can understand why it took me a ton of time. And guys, to be truthful with you, I haven't even made it to, I'm going to guess, maybe half of the video. It's crazy. All right, so again, it's hard to actually slow this down and stop it, but right here, you can. That's the beautiful part. And you can see it went from here, from Endurance Crater down to Victoria and so on and so forth. It makes it all the way down. Now, what's funny about this, you're going to see this. This thing will actually stop. It'll, in other words, it'll pull into an area, literally turn around, go back out. Wait a minute. If this is nothing more than flat ground, why would you need to stop and turn around? Unless, of course, there is a huge rock bigger than the Dawn Rover, right? Makes sense. Other than that, come on now. And if you guys want to, and I don't know if I can find that area of the video, it actually has, where this thing is, I'm not even lying to you guys, this thing, I'm going to try to get this thing from right here. I'm going to mark it right here on the wheel. It literally is halfway, almost 3/4 deep with sand over these wheels, and yet it's still pulled out. Let's also think about the sister to this, the Spirit Rover, designed exactly the same way, and yet they say it got buried. But if you watch this in slow-mo, and you can put it down right here, just go ahead and click on the settings, playback speed, I've got it at 1/4 speed, and of course normal's here. And you can see this thing actually literally bog down and just pull right out of it. So what was the Spirit's excuse? Why do they make that? If this thing could pull out of it with no problem, and they do have a rabbit button, by the way. In other words, they can hit it, and all 6 wheels are basically almost like a 4-wheel drive. You can just pull right out of it. And it does it in this. Anyway, let's get on with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you this real quick on those timestamps, which was 127, 430, and 446. I'm going to show you that real quick, at least on these first and second one. This is the first cover-up, and you guys can mark this down if you want to. First cover-up was at 1 minute and 27 seconds, and this is it here. Now, I'm going to just zoom right in, and guys, look at this crap. Look at this. It's pretty decent as far as, like, if you back out, you can see this, right? Okay. Look at the actual areas here where they've literally blurred it out. Literally blurred this stuff right out. It's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? And you can see it as plain as day right here. Look at this. Right here. It looks like sometimes they're just kind of doing this, scribbling, and then they're using like a click, 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 click kind of blocky blur, if you will. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. What are we hiding here, guys, if this is nothing more than cold, desolate, barren, nothing, lifeless planet? No life ever existed except for X amount of billions of years ago, according to NASA. Look at this. You'll like this too. Look at this wheel. You can't even see the actual details as you can with this one. This one, you know, as low res as it may be, the point is I can see that. I can see the actual treads on the Rover wheel. No problem whatsoever. Go to this side. Complete trash. What happened to it? Where's the wheel at? And even here's even spot blurring. Check that out. Literally blocking the stuff out. Not convinced? Now watch this. Let's go ahead and darken this and check that out. It's as plain as day. You can see this stuff. Look at this. See what I mean? They don't want you to see in between the wheel marks. Why? My guess is there's organics. There's life. There's grass on this planet. There's all kinds of vegetation. Maybe even animals. Whatever it may be, You can see this stuff as plain as day, how they're literally taking this stuff out. You know what I mean? Look at this. Okay. Let me show you another photo. This one here. And this one here is at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So you guys can mark that down. And then, again, play this in slow-mo, the video itself, and you can get into this spot. Okay? And check it out for yourselves. Again, what is going on with these photos here? Check this out. You can see, you're going to see like decent resolution, all of a sudden complete blur. Blur. Let's go ahead and enhance this. And check this out. This is insane. Look at the way they scribble this on. Oops. Let's move it up this way. Maybe. Look at this. So, I'm looking at this and I can see what looks like blurring marks. See that? Seriously? You can see it actually encroaches on the actual wheel marks. Just between it. Now, here's the funny part. Look at this. Look at the way you can still see, like from here, just on the outer edge, they didn't go up against the actual turret arm or the tools itself on the Rover, but they actually went around the turret arm itself. Look at this. You can see that. See where I'm walking out? See the blur? And then there's this fine line right here. That there's a space around the actual arm where they didn't go into it. Check that out. Is that insane or what? Look at this. Blur. I mean, you would expect to see at least here, even if it is low-res garbage, it wouldn't matter. You should see stones, should see stuff laying around, you should see all this stuff. I'm not seeing it. What I'm seeing is manipulation. I'm seeing obfuscation right here. All right, so let's get into these photos. Let me back out here. And again, I've got a third one to show you, but I'm going to hold that one off because there's a reason for it, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so let's get back into this. And again, we're going to start with, let's go with this one here. Okay, what I seen in this photo here was I see parts. Now, I don't have the marker on this, or the pen rather, so I can't do this, but over here on the right-hand side of this turret arm, all over here looks like parts. Stuff scattered all over the place. And look at the blurring in here. You know, it makes you wonder, okay, is that just like a mist inside of like a more of a, what looks like a little valley type thing, or just a sunken part of the ground? I don't think it is, because you can actually see something in here. It's kind of blocky, but right here you can see the top of something, and then it goes back down in here. What this is, I have no clue, but check this out. Look how they left this pretty decent. See it? And all the blurs around it. See, it's like, well, it's grainy now because I'm really zoomed in, but around it, and all the rest of it's blur. What's up with that? Now, let's go back into this like I was talking about. Check this out. You can see something white right here. Bottom of it's white. So what I do is, look at this. This piece of scrap right here, with like a round dot. This piece here is wild. Almost looks like a weird hot dog, kind of just the bread itself. You'll see like it has a slice in the middle, and then it's kind of like this tubular kind of thing. So let's get into that. Let me just back out, and we're going to just enhance it. Now let's zoom back in and check this out. Check these areas out. Look at these things sticking out. This piece right here, like I said, right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the opportunity when I back out, you can pause it where you want, and then go ahead and look at it with your magnifiers. And like I said, I try to bring something out. Something's laying right here. I'm not sure what that is inside this. See it? Not sure what it is. Couldn't tell you. Right here. Look at I love this. Look at this rock. Oh yeah, nice detail. All of a sudden complete blur right here. Look at the ground. Look at it. Look at exactly what they're doing here. Blur. And you can see the part of this white is literally blurred out. Why? What's in here? Is it water? Is it other things in here? What the hell are they blocking out that they don't want us to see? Look at this. Little bits and pieces. All right, I'm going to just back out right here. Pause it anywhere you like. We're going to roll on to the next one. Okay. Next one. This one is pretty wild because it has something, and it may very well be just a rock. But what it is you got this white object in the back, what looks like a couple objects over here on the sides. Some of these are kind of vague. And I would agree, sometimes they may just only be rocks. However, there is some things that are going to get you going, whoa, what the hell? Okay, so let's zoom into that first. You guys can check that out. Look at the blurring going on. Look at this. Absolutely insane. Detail, detail, complete blur. See that? They literally took out half of this item. I don't believe that's a rock at all. Okay, jump to the next one. Here's the enhanced part of it. And you can see things on the right-hand side in the background here. It looks like there's straight items right here. Now, keep in mind, guys, this stuff is not meant to be seen, so it is not going to be crystal clear. I hope you guys understand that. Other items right here. It looks like there's something hidden behind here, as well as, look at the top of this. It looks like it has some kind of weird, like round piece with a black dot. It looks like there's mechanical parts on that. See that? I'm just going to back out a little bit. Pause it any way you like. Have a look at it with your magnifiers. And again, look at this wall type thing. See this? What the hell is that? All right. Next one. All right, this reminded me of some kind of junkyard. Now, guys, this is weird. I know a lot of you guys say this, and it may very well be true. A lot of times, what we're seeing is it look like little structures. Is it possible there was little people on this Martian surface? Because Mars is much smaller than Earth, right? So what gives? Look at this thing in the back on the right-hand side. It's got levels to it. See it? 1, 2, 3. But look at the way they blurred this stuff out. Look at it. In between, they're blurring it out. Okay? Now, look at all these little parts down in the bottom. So what I try to do is, look at this. You can see the white actually going right here, and then behind this blur. It's like they're trying to take out, maybe not the whole item, but parts of it, just so you can't make out what it may be. Now, let me go ahead and enhance this. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and back out just a little bit. Use your magnifier. I can do the same. I can look at it. It looks like either mechanical parts, or it's a freaking, it looks like a mini city. Is it true? I don't know. Check this part out right here. If you're using your magnifiers right here, I'm circling with the cursor. See that right there? What the hell is that? This piece right here. Hey, it's a Martian mobile home. Check that out. Of course, I'm being silly about this, but check this thing out. What is that? It's either stuff that's been exploded and they're looking at the parts to it, but almost looks intelligent. You may look at layer, a higher layer, a higher layer. Like there's different parts of this, and it just happens to be these things on it. And now I'm looking at it right here with my magnifier, and I'm seeing all kinds of crazy looking things in here. What is that? Now I'm going to zoom in. Of course, it's going to break apart. This way, I'd rather you guys use magnifiers because it's much easier and it doesn't break apart as bad. But check this out. Item to the right here and almost near the bottom. All of these objects, you can see in between them. And this thing, look at this. There's some kind of piece right here, and it's got a black part going into this back. 90-degree angle right here. What is all that, guys? It's got depth to it. Whatever it is, it's got depth. Now, again, pause this any way you want. I'm going to leave it right here for a second. You guys can eyeball this yourselves. Now, I'm going to go back to the original for a moment because look at the way they make it look like it's really not. I mean, it still looks like it's got some depth to it, but check the way the land is on this. This is the original screen grab, and check this out. Almost like a mini city with just layers of ground. Now, keep in mind, this rover itself, the opportunity wasn't very big at all. In fact, you would tower over it if you stood near it, but it was probably half the size of a compact car. So, really, I mean, what is this? And again, I'm going to let you guys check that out. To me, this stuff is awesome, guys. This is right here, and they literally slipped up. This is what they did. They took sols, right? They took each individual photo, blurred it out. Blurred out what they didn't want you to see. Then, if there was multiple pictures from that particular sol, they took each individual picture, blurred it out, and then stitched it. And then what they did was the next sol, the next sol, the next sol, the next sol, and they stitched them all together to make this movie. Okay? Just so you'll understand how this was put together. Now, let's jump to the next one. Okay. This is just weird because I've seen this and I was just, wow, I can't figure this out. Again, here we go. Look at this. Look at the spot blurring. You know, of course, this is low res, so you're going to have this really garbagey looking pixelation crap. But check this out. The reason why I'm zooming way in is look at the way this spot blurring. See it? Some of it's really dense and they've really taken it out. But check this out. Right here, it looks like this It has like a 90-degree angle. Something's right here. You can see like a square rectangle right here. And this is going to be much clearer in a second. It looks like this weird, almost like bullet nose type thing. And it has this 1 piece, 2, 3, and it has a line right here. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. Very faint, but it's there. So what I do is I always try to bring out anything darker, anything, you know, that has space in between will be darker. A shadow will be darker, so on and so forth. And this is what I've got. What the hell is this stuff? It looks like either exploded parts or stuff from a miniature civilization. Again, look at this blurring. I don't care about a low res. When you see this right here, this is not low res, man. This has completely been, you know, covered up information. That's all there is to it. Check this out. Right near the wheel, for crying out loud. But they figured they'd run this so fast. Again, you cannot slow it down on the NASA video, but through YouTube you can. This is the reason why I took advantage of it. Again, look at this. Even on the rover itself, it's been blurred. It's almost like there's insects flying around this thing. They don't want you to see that. They don't want you to see pots of grass, maybe. All kinds of different crap on here. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to just back out. You guys can go ahead and use your magnifiers on this. I'm looking at it right now. And again, I don't know what shapes these are or what they are. I have no clue. So don't blame me for pareidolia. All I can say is it doesn't look like a simple rock, right? Okay. Next one. Now we're up to, we're on 10. We're going to 9 now. This one's, it looks like it has multiple levels. Again, with a wall or whatever it may be. Again, what's with the blurring? Look at this. Even on the wheel a little bit. See, this is not bad right here on the left. And then you get a blur smack dab in the middle of it. Now, I get the idea it is low res and the thing is moving. So, in other words, I'm taking a snapshot as the picture's moving. So, you get a little bit of blur. I get it. But why is it that some parts are so crystal clear? Well, when I say clear, I mean compared to the other parts. Look at this. Blatant, taken right out, the information. Okay? Now, notice this thing right here. It has like, looks like a little round piece. Goes back, goes across. Almost has this arch shape. And it's a multi-level piece. And looks like some kind of weird wall. See that? There's something also over here. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's like this perfectly slotted area. See this? And goes like this. And there's this round piece with a whiter piece in the center. Let's enhance it. What I do is I dark it again to find any dark edges, lines, or whatever it may be, shadows. And then I use the dodge tool to bring out anything that's white, has a white signature, bring it out. Okay. And here we go. Pause it right now. And then have a look at it with your magnifier. Now I'm going to zoom in. Now check this out. It looks like it's intelligently made. It doesn't look naturally occurring, right? See that? Okay. Now let's go back to the original. And again, look at the lines here. Look how you can see it coming right here. It comes over here, it comes over. Same thing right here. It comes over, it goes like this. It's got a curvature right here on this base of this thing. Whatever that is. And there you go. It's right there. These can't possibly all be natural occurring objects. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. Not when you see the way they're made. And even this white piece right here, you can see it going like this. Boom, blur, runs into blur, and then goes down. And look at the blurring. My God. Information totally taken out. Let you guys pause it. We'll jump to the next one. This one here, again, it reminds me of something like a miniature city, or it's just parts of stuff. Now, keep in mind, this rover hasn't driven really far at all. It's literally just been going around in circles and looking at these items. That's all it's doing. And you can see this through here, where you can see like these squares, rectangular areas. Look at this. Right here, coming down, going across, and then it kind of like fades away. You don't see the other side, but you can see right here. And I want to back out so you guys can use your magnifiers, because it's a lot clearer when you back out. There's a straight line right here. See this? And there's also other objects. Look at this. Again, giant square of blur. See that? Doesn't make much sense, does it? It looks like a bunch of parts just laying in an area right there smack dab in front of this rover. And there's a whole lot more, guys. We're only seeing just bits and pieces of it. All right. Let me enhance it. And I throw over the yellow-blue filter because it helps to pop this a little bit better, right? Check this out. It looks like parts. It doesn't look like simple rocks, or just jumble rocks, if you will. But there's other things in here, and you can see them. that it's been covered up. Look at this. Enhancing really shows where they've been blocking this out. I mean, you could just see like lines and all of a sudden, boom, blur. Now, I'm going to back out just a little bit. You guys can use your magnifiers and check that out. Like I said, it looks too intelligently made to just be randomness, right? At least that's the way I look at it. That's just my opinion. Nobody else has to, follow that. But to me, that's what it looks like. Check this out. Look at even around the wheel. They literally jagged this out. See, just enough for you to see the edge of the wheel. And look at inside the wheel even. See where they've actually done this? Blurred it out. Why? There's nothing to see there, guys. And again, check this out. You can see what looks like a 1, 2, 3 layered item. And there's something right on the side of it. Looks like something's curved right here. See that? Pretty cool, right? Something right here. Next photo, we're going to be going to, we're actually counting down. Right now we're on the 8th one. Oh, now we're going to be going to the 7th. You can see it right up here. I put Anom for short for anomaly. This photo is wild. Now, I also want you guys to notice, keep an eye, because you can just go back to these as I'm doing the slideshow. Right there at the top, I got Anom 7, and it goes all the way to 13. And you can see I couldn't put the 2 dots. You just the Windows won't allow you to do that. Microsoft Windows won't let you to do that. Any kind of these weird looking either asterisks or everything, it won't let you do it. So what I do is I put it looks like a little comma, but it's 1 minute and 43 seconds, and I put the real deal. Why? Wait until you see this. This is cool. All right, check this out. I can see what looks like this oval looking piece right here. And again, I swear to God, these look like miniature structures. Right here. Again, look at the major blurring here. What the hell? There's another object. It looks like it's a bigger object sitting right here. An oval item sitting right here. And you can see through it where this thing's literally going into the blurriness. Okay? And there's other items here. Look at this. Oh my God. This is crazy. But yet, oh my God, look at nice and clear right here. And you can start to see where they do this. Now, again, some people are going to say, why would they go out of their way if you're going to see it? That's what I get that question all the time. Again, watch how fast the original video from NASA, which you cannot slow down. You would never notice this in a million years. I don't think NASA anticipated us putting it on YouTube where you can actually slow it down and you can see the differences. Again, low res is one thing, but you can see the blatant blurring. Look at that. Oh my God, that's crazy. And yet, pretty decent. See the wheels, even the ground. Look at it, bits and pieces. But yet, when you see this, look at the little parts have been blurred out. I think it's got grass here. I think it's got organics. It could be animals. It could be anything. What do you guys think? Now, let me show you the enhanced version, because this one is cool. Watch this. Again, here's the blur spot right there going down. This thing, hey, there's an alien right there. There's a Martian right there looking right at us. I'm kidding. I don't know what that is, but check these items out. And it looks like it's on a, look at this. It's got platforms. These things are on some kind of a ledge. And you can see these other items. Now, I try to get through these. Almost impossible. It's laid on thick, and you can see it. Look at it. It's laid on thick. They're not going to allow you to see it, but there's some things you can. Check that out. Okay? Look at this crap. Are you kidding me right now? This is either some kind of machinery, intelligently made objects, or structures. If they are, these Martians are going to be like 2 or 3 inches tall. I mean, they can't be very big. I always told you guys I wasn't a big fan of that theory, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and it doesn't mean that they couldn't, being that Mars is much smaller than Earth. Again, not bad, nice and clean over here, and virtually, I mean, you can see a little blur here and there. I mean, nothing bad, right? Here, you don't see much of it at all, right? Let's just move a little bit. Oh, look at all the blur. Look at this. Look at that. Boom! Like clockwork. Look at that. And you can see where they try to go right here. Here's that blur line. And I was able to bring it through. What is it? Again, you can see these perfect lines through these what look like plates or platforms that these things are sitting on. And again, we're only seeing little pieces, bits and pieces of this stuff, guys. That's all we're seeing. Notice how this thing's rolling up to it. Now, when you watch the video, and it's 8-minute video, but now put it in quarter speed, and it's going to be much longer, right? But you'll see how the rover literally goes up to some of these objects. Literally, it can just literally turn the back wheels and the front wheels, and it literally can just spin around in a 0 point. That's what it does, and just back right out. So it's not literally running over these things. Why? Because they're in the way. They're objects. They're literally driving up to these things, checking them out, probably with the turret, looking at it with the camera and everything else, and then backing away, and then off it goes. So, all right, we're going to be going to anomaly 6, and this is at 1 minute and 32 seconds. So as you can see, as I was counting down, this one's wild because it has with this white line right here, keeps going like this all the way to the back. See that? And it's got one that's higher. It's up here. Now, that's not the only thing that's in this photo. Again, it looks like there's some kind of weird ledge thing, and there's some little objects in the back here. Right here. And look at, oh my God, again, pretty decent detail. Look at the wheel. And you can see some blurring cutting right into the wheel too. Look at it. But pretty decent. As low res as it may be, it's still pretty decent. And then all of a sudden, complete crap. Again, you wouldn't see this if you were watching the regular video where you cannot slow it down. But thankfully, through YouTube, we can do that. Now, again, you can look at it with your eyepiece or magnifier. Check this one out. Now let's go ahead and enhance it. And again, we got these items running off in the distance. So you know there's height to this thing, right? Look at this. Something right there being blocked out with a round black circle. There's objects in here, guys. You can see it just under the blurring. And check this out. Right here, looks like square. Something sitting right there. Got this piece here. Okay? And again, it looks pretty high because here's the ground and this is up here. Now, this may only be a foot, 2 feet off the ground. Because remember, the Rover's wheels are not very big at all. So even if they came up to this right here, okay, and then you get a little bit higher. Let's call it 2-3 feet from the ground up. What are these parts? What are these things laying in front of this Rover? What are they inspecting? I don't know. Check it out with your magnifier. Pause it. Jump to anomaly 5. Now, this one doesn't have a whole lot in it, but again, you can see, look at this. You can't even see this wheel. They blocked it out so badly. Look at it. Literally blocked it out. This one's not too bad. This one, quarter of it. At least, look at this. What the hell is that? Right over it. But you can see this weird 1, 2, 3, and what looks like this rounded piece right here going like this. Almost like a giant smiley face, right? But there's objects in it. That's pretty much, that's all I could get out of this thing. But you can see there's something in here. It's got this slight curvature. Again, I'm just following lines in the photo. Don't know what they are. Don't have a clue what these things may be. All we can do is speculate, guys. That's all we can do. But again, check this out. Look at the detail in here. A little bit here, here, and then complete blur. It's sad what they're doing here. Don't tell me these Rovers will put up there randomly and look at rocks. I'm sorry, I don't buy that. That's just my opinion. Photo 4. Now, again, look at this. Plain as day. Look at this. Completely taken out. Everything in between and around. Look, they even blurred that out. Check this out. They just went around the certain parts of the Rover or the details of the Rover arm or the turret. Simply just to make sure you can see that. So when you're like this, you go, oh, no, there's nothing there. I don't see anything there. What are you talking about? But yet, look at this. Look at this background. There's an area over here. See this? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 items. And there's multiple pieces. There's like layers. There's one. It's almost like a little wall standing up right here. And there's stuff in the background. What could that possibly be, guys? And again, nothing here to see. Look at this. It's just as blatant as can be. Let's go to this one. Check this out. There are items sitting right here in the back. Right there. And there's objects right here. And you can see that when you do this. See the items right there? It's right there. Bringing out the darker pieces, and any parts that are dark, we're popping them. And then anything that's bright or may have a white signature or a lighter signature, we're popping that as well. So this is what we get. Check that out. So if this is a side of a wall right here, this is the reason why it's dark, right? But check this out. There's pieces right here. Look at a nice straight piece. Part right there. And again, look at the way the manipulation is. They're blocking this stuff out, guys. It's as plain and simple as that. That's all it can be doing. Okay, let's go to number 3. This one here, not a whole lot because I'm seeing a bunch of wheel tracks here. But it's almost like they try to blend these things in, if you will, because there's one piece here on the lower left. It looks like something round and something square in the middle of it. Here, same thing here. Looks like something round and something square right there. Now, there's a bunch of little white pieces. Now, check this out. There's something round right here in the center with a square piece right over the top. See that? And it's literally off the ground. You can see that it's off the ground. Okay? There's something right here. You can see it right here, going like this in the blur, and it appears to be something darker right here. See that in the middle? What could that be? Eyeball it, pause it. This is crazy too, guys. I had to jump back into this. Look at this. Look at the blurring. This is insane. You can see the spots where it's actually got detail. Look at it. Look at the wheel. Completely distorted that out. Oh my God, what a complete mess. Enhance it, and this is what we get. Again, bits and pieces of this stuff. Look at right here. There's one left and lower left. Here. Here. This piece here, I told you. And some other objects in the back. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just back out of this. Let you guys use the magnifier. This one, not so much. But still, whatever these things are, is it rocks? Good possibility, right? I think it's more than that. Especially when we've just seen the last photos, right? Let's jump into number 2. Now, this one here is pretty wild, too, because it has right here. Looks like it has like this radius in the front of this piece. There's another layer up. Another one right here. Then something else higher right here. Again, check this out. No detail at all, but whoop, let's leave the square open with this one little detail. That's how you know they're blurring this stuff out, guys. There's 1,000,000% they're blurring this stuff out. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay. And look at this. Again, little bits and pieces of clarity. Well, within reason. And the rest of it's completely trashed. There's no way, guys. There's just simply no way. Let's enhance that. Now check this out. You've got what looks like this round piece at the top, like a tube type thing, and then you got these other pieces, these lower pots. Checked out the shape of some of these. There's something right there, like kind of reflective right here, with a black dot. And you can see the bits and pieces in between this blurring. See it? I'll let you guys use your magnifiers on that. Pause it. Okay. I'm going to go to number 1 here. This one's pretty cool because it has things also in the background. Something right here. And there's little bits and pieces, like this goes up right here. You can see how it goes up? See the way this is flat, right? And all of a sudden, just nice, whoop, nice and smooth. Look at that way that it comes down. Like a ramp type thing. Nice smooth ramp. Again, this thing's rolling up to these pieces. Now, there's something right here. Looks reflective or white. See that? And again, blur everywhere you look. Like I said, a little piece of clarity. Little pieces here and there. Let's enhance it, see if we can find anything. Well, before I go on, this is what showed up to me. This is what popped out for me. Right here, I see something black right here. Well, darker area anyway. Darker here. But what's whiter around it? You can see there's something white right there. See this right here? Whiter area. Something dark, like it's standing up right there, going this way. Something right here. Now, I said, all right, what the hell could that possibly be? Something right there. See that right there in the bottom? Something's dark, and then something's darker in the middle. What could this stuff be? Again, okay detail right here in front of the Rover. You can see the wheels. All of a sudden, complete trash. I don't even have to zoom into that, guys. Look at it. Now, if this was all motion blur, we should see this on the whole photo. We should not see it in bits and pieces of this, and yet we are. Look at this. There's no doubt in my mind they're there for an entirely different reason compared to what they're saying, right? Let's enhance it. Check this out. This is the best I could do to bring some of this stuff out, but it's there. Look at this. You got these pieces right here. Upper and lower piece. Pieces in the background. And again, we've got this weird looking ramp type thing going up. There's something in here. I don't know what to make of it. Couldn't tell you what it is. But clearly, they're doing their best to block out whatever they're looking at with this Rover. So they took the real photos, doctored them, went through them, and then they said, okay, what we'll do is now we're just going to throw them together and stitch them all together and make a video. That's what they did. This is the reason why you don't see this type of stuff, on the regular photos that we find on NASA site or Midnight Planet, so on and so forth, right? Okay. This one here is pretty cool. I call it the wall on Mars. Wait till you see this. Now, when you look at this, now this is from the NASA video. Here's the wall. Right there. And it appears that it actually goes like it has like an angle right here. Now, pay attention to the blur all over this thing. Okay, and it has like multiple things here. And again, I'm going to show you an enhanced version of this, even better than the one I'm going to show you in a minute. Now, there's something right here. Here. Check this little item out right here. I'm going to back out in a second. Right there has what looks like something sticking out of the ground, and then something over here sticking out of the ground. Now, I'm going to back out. Use your magnifiers. Check that stuff out. Right here, there's a bunch of parts or things all over this. Look at this. Something in the background. Line comes over. Line goes back. See that? Right there. Line goes across. And there's something on top of that. Check it out with your magnifiers. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the enhanced part. Now this, actually shouldn't say the enhanced part. This one here is NASA video. This is 3. Now this is when I had just caught this. And you can see where it has the play button right here. I had just caught this just when the arm, it was going to like it jumped from photo to another photo. And I got it just between where it's starting to show the turret. Like it started to scan and drill right here. But again, this piece right here, it looks like it's something sticking out and then going into the ground. You got what looks like a wall. Like in other words, this thing goes down and it's checking out these little objects in here and this stuff right here. Check out these little objects up on the top. And there's multiple areas here, guys. It almost looks like, picture a farm where it has, like you got the farm itself and maybe the house itself that's on the farm land. And you've got all of this land is completely manicured. In other words, mowed. And of course, the farm is actually, you know, whatever they do if they're growing corn, whatever. But you can see that perfect area where it's like nice and cut out if you're looking at it from satellite. And then all the houses in between, everything, let's say there's trees and grass and everything else growing up around it. Well, that's what it looks like you see here, where you see like bare pieces of land and there's pieces in between it. Okay? Right there. Now, use your magnifiers on this. Now, this piece here I caught, I don't know if it was just getting, okay, this is on the way to this. Now, you can see this wall right here, okay? Now, the next picture I got, it's way back. But what's funny is I get it just right, and it looks like there's something standing up. Why not? Think about this a minute. Look at the blurring, the spot blurring in the background here. Look at this. Now, again, we do have sunlight here at the top. So, by the changes of the photo, and you're catching it just between, you may get that blurring. I get it. It's going to do that. However, when you go through this turret's not even there yet, and there's something sticking right out with blur in it. Watch this. And all I do is I enhance this. Now, there's the wall, and of course, it's still farther away. You can see where it's turned a couple of times, right? And, of course, you can see it's been completely fudged out. Look at this right here. Check this out. What is on this rover that they keep blocking it out? What's crawled on it, or what's here? Check this out. There's something right here. Maybe just rocks, and I'm okay with that. Check this out. What the hell is that? And you can see where they blurred right here, and I just kind of blasted through it with the burn tool to see if I could figure out what the hell it is. But check this out. Look at the objects right here. It looks like there's a white something here with a rectangular black piece on top. See it? And it actually keeps going, because look at this right here. You can see white, blur block, and still white behind it, and it's going like this. What are these objects, guys? Something was in the sky, and when I blocked it, when I just happened to get it just right, and it was right there in the video. It's higher than the ground itself. I believe this thing's much higher in this photo, and you're just not seeing it. Whatever that stuff is, it's there. Now, this is the one I did right here. This one here was from 1 minute and 37 seconds. This is what I was showing you in the very beginning. Now, again, the wall, bare area right here, like concrete or whatever it may be, or it's maybe just this rock, whatever it may be, right there. But there's objects all over it. Is it other rocks? Good possibility. But again, look at the blurring. Check this stuff out, guys. Look at this. Decent detail for being zoomed in low res. But look at this. All of a sudden, boom. Complete crap. What is going on here? Look at it. Now, pay attention up here because it has these objects. Looks like something round right there. Squared off pieces. Something in the background looks like a cutout, meaning it's surrounding this one piece. What the hell are we looking at here, guys? Here's that other little piece right there on this lower left. And it looks like something right there, and it's sticking into the ground. Go ahead and check this out with your magnifier. This is no doubt to me reminds me of some kind of wall. Like the whole ground goes in, but this has a platform. Like it's almost like a foundation type thing, if you will. It's like standing up. You can see the wall. Look at it. In fact, you can actually see, like, this may be actually the blurring, but check this out. Blurred completely out. Now let me enhance this for you guys. Check this out. I'm sorry, this is no rocks, no way, no how. Now when you go to 137 on this video, watch it just as it drills. It looks around, it drills. You literally see it hype and goes, it hype and goes to the right, I believe, and takes a 90 degree or 100, well, it's like a 180 degree turn. It literally flips itself around and then backs out of this. There's no way, guys. Look at this. Nah. 100%, man. This is definitely other items. Look at this. And you can see that it has like squared off areas. See it? Right there. And you can see where they tried to block it out. Different parts. There's much more to this, guys. Much, much more. Check that out. Use your magnifiers. Pause it. There you go. Now, I call this the cover up. And I'm going to show you this. This is cool. This one here is the one I've been telling you about. I'm going to show you right now in Photoshop, because there's a couple items I want you guys to pay attention to. One, right here, this item here, and it has a platform. It has something right there. There's a line. You can see that right there. You don't see it too good right now, but you will. And there's something laying right here, guys. Look at this. Something right there. It literally comes up like this, like a smooth elbow, goes over here. There's something white laying right there, but there's more to it than that. It's the manipulation and the stuff. Look at this, right in the background. You see that? There's stuff that they're blurring out that's white. And when I say white, it could be a different color, but because they're black and white, all you're going to see is the lighter object. You're not going to actually see a color, right? So, look at this. Look at the way they went into this turret. Look at this. To block out what's in the background. Oh, guys, they're just there for rocks. Don't worry about it. It's your pareidolia. So let's go into that. I want to show you that real quick. I told you I would show you this. Now let's go into 3, like I said. And again, you notice how these objects just happen to be right there. Here's the blur line. See it? There's something white back here. And there's something right here. And it just happens to be, oh, wait a minute, here's the exact blur line. Imagine that. See this? Come on. Look at this. Look at the way they blurred this stuff out. Even on the actual turret arm. See it? Blurred the hell right out of it. Look at this. Even right here on the actual arm, they blurred it out. Why? What's the point? All right, let's enhance this. Let's keep going with it. There you go. Now let's go to the full enhancement. Check this stuff out. I'm not sure what to make of this item right here, but it appears to be on some kind of platform. You can see the edge right there. And goes over to here. Are these junk parts? Are these things laying around? What the hell are they? This stuff is everywhere. Again, I've said this a million times. It's there, and they're looking at a civilization long past that was there probably X amount of years ago, and it's laying right there, and this rover's inspecting every bit of it. Check this out. There's some kind of weird white thing right here. Now, this may not be more than just a rock ridge, and I'd be okay with that. Check the piece out, like I was saying earlier. What is this? Look at the way the elbow of this thing goes down right here. And of course, you can see this thing still goes through this blur. There's a space in here. Goes like this. Another space, it looks like, something like that. Like this. I'm not sure what to make of that, but it's there. Absolutely. Check that out. I'm going to go ahead and back out and let you guys eyeball that with your magnifiers. Again, guys, if this stuff is blurred out, why? Why are they blurring out? Because they clearly don't want us to see it. And again, you wouldn't find this in regular photos. You know, on the regular photos, they'd basically just whitewash the whole thing right out, right? So you wouldn't see any of the detail. I believe these are the real deal photos. And they just blurred each of these photos out. And then, of course, like I said, let's say you had Sol 365. And there was 5 pictures of that. What they do is they had the rover move, and it moved, it moved, moved, moved. Okay, that's the 5 photos. Now what they did was they stitched all those together. But before they did that, individually, they blurred it out. So anything they didn't want you to see, they blurred that. Okay, that's one sol. Now let's go to the next sol. And we're going to go ahead and, do the same thing to those, depending on how many photos there are of that particular sol. Blur them all out, stitch them together. Now what they do is they take all of these stitch photos, or these sols, which is a Martian day, stitch it all together to make it one continuous trek across the Martian surface, right? Going to these craters. And this is what they're finding. It's as plain as day. Here's that thing again. I said the wall on Mars, right there. And again, just check these things out at the top here, guys. And I even did over here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm actually going to go to the smaller one for a second. I want you guys to see this. Right here, there's a cutoff right there. But these items go deeper than that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out. Check this out. They're much bigger than you think. Right here. And I believe they go all the way down or whatever. These may be tops of things, and it's just making it look like rocks as opposed to, what they really are, right? I'm going to go ahead and just back out again. Let you guys have an eyeball at that. Well, maybe go one step in there. Go ahead and pause it. Check it out with your magnifiers. And guys, I've been wanting to show you this because this is cool. And it took a lot of time to break this thing down because, let me tell you something. Again, if you're at quarter speed, you can see it right here. Playback speed, quarter. Watch how fast this thing is at a normal. Watch this. You would not see this blur mark in a million years. You would think, but you can see it. You can see the blurring. It's major. But you wouldn't see it really good until you literally went through the whole darn thing. Step by step by step. And that's what, I didn't even make it halfway through this. You guys could look at this thing and probably see some crazy things in here. Like I said, I showed you a lot of the major stuff in here. It's pretty cool. Now, if you guys want to see a second part to this, let me know. Drop your comments down below. Now, let's slow this thing down. Watch what happens. Oh, much better. Now, picture doing this. And checking out each little frame or half a frame at 25%. Yeah, it's really time consuming. This is the reason why I haven't made a video, guys, and I apologize for that. I know you guys are always looking for videos, and I can appreciate that. So, but I wanted to bring this one to you because this is wild. And again, this one here, there's no way you could do any of this. It just kind of looks like, okay, bzz, 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 and just go on and it takes off, and that's the end of it. But again, we can do this. Let me just do this real quick. See what I mean? It's really hard to break this thing down, but here you are. That one's at 137. Let's do the same here. And you can see right there, there's the arm. Right there, they pretty much correspond. Look at, there's the wall right there on your left. And of course, I didn't get it where I had it last time. I really got it pretty much locked on without the turret. Well, the turret was just starting to show up. This is the reason why you had that ghosted looking thing, or ghosted image of the arm, and that other photo I showed you. And it was a hair bit better quality because depending on the photo, that particular one, it was a little clearer than this. But you can see right there, right down at the bottom here, it's at 1 minute and 37 seconds. And on this other one that this other person posted, 1 minute and 37 seconds. And there it is. So they are, they are accurate. They are together. In other words, so you can literally pick this one apart. And again, I've said this before, even if it's slightly lower res video rather, I don't care. It actually shows the manipulation even better. And that's the whole point. And the idea that we can slow the speed down. Anyway, guys, I think we spent enough time on this video. And guys, to me, and again, this is only my opinion, they were there. They knew exactly where to drop these rovers. They knew exactly what they were going to look at. And this, to me, is a smoking gun because it absolutely shows that they were there for much more than just rocks. And if you notice, they weren't doing a whole lot of drilling. They were just kind of moving up to some things, backing out, and taking off. Now, some things they were drilling. But, again, you've seen the major fudging and, basically manipulation, obfuscation in these things, or just flat-out redaction of information in these photos. What the hell for? There's nothing there to see, right? Well, you and I know better than that. That's the whole point. And you know what, guys? We can discuss a little bit of this over on the Hangout come this weekend, so stay tuned for that. As always, we're going to have it at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'd like everybody to jump on board and have a good conversation, as we always do with each other and ourselves, ask questions, all that other good stuff anyway. So anyway, guys, leave your comments below. I want to know what you guys think about this. I want to know your thoughts. Drop them below. And please like and absolutely share this video. We're not being on the suggested video list for everybody, meaning everybody on YouTube to see. So it depends on us to get the information out. So please share this wherever you can. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And I'll see you on the flip side.